Hello and a very warm welcome to the Putra Stadium for semi-finals day here at the Proton Malaysia Open, event number 1 on the 12 tournament OSIM BWF World Superseries Tour for 2011. Wonderful lineup we have for you this afternoon on semi-finals day. We're going to be starting with mixed doubles, and following that we'll have women's singles and the defending champion Wang Xin up against her teammate, the new world number 1, gained her world number 1 status, Wang Yihan. Then we'll have men's doubles and Kawabaya and Sato of Japan up against the Danes, Conrad Pedersen and Rasmussen. Following that, women's doubles, an all-Chinese affair. 2 new pairings, 1 brand new playing in their first ever tournament together, Cheng Shu and Ma Jin up against Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, who recently won the Super Series finals. Then the last of our 5 matches this afternoon, the home favourite, the holder, the 6 times champion, world number 1, Lee Chongwei of Malaysia, up against Chen Long of China. So what a great lineup we've got for this afternoon. We're waiting for the first players to emerge onto court. I'm Jill Clark, sitting alongside former England head coach Ian Wright. And Ian, it really is a wonderful start to the season. The new Super Series this year. We've got a title sponsor. We've got the innovation of 5 premier Super Series events. It's all very exciting times for badminton.
Yes, I think it's a real positive for all badminton fans out there. The fact that with the new Super Series regulations, the top players are going to be playing more regularly against each other, and that can only be a good thing for all the fans.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, with Olympic qualifying period starting imminently, then I think that will also encourage more support from the top players, as we've had here in Malaysia. So the mixed doubles players emerging onto court is the Danish combination of Joachim Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen. Of course, they were bronze medalists at the World Championships in 2009 when the event was staged in Hyderabad. And there they are. They're up against a relatively new pairing of Hanbin and Ma Jin. A Chinese combination. Well, on paper, they look to have huge potential. The World Championship gold medalist Ma Jin in the mixed doubles are playing with the World Championship silver medalist from last year in the mixed doubles, Hanbin. So all the signs are that they should be a very, very good pair indeed. But I have to say, of the 6 tournaments they've played so far, they have yet, in my opinion, to really sparkle. But we'll come back to that point in just a moment. So their confirmation of the first of our semi-finals, the number 6 seeds from Denmark, Joachim Nielsen and Christinna Pedersen, up against the number 7 seeds from China, Hanbin and Ma Jin. Joachim Nielsen, 32 years of age, world ranking of 16, up 1 place since last week. And as you can see, this their first tournament of the year. They didn't qualify for the Super Series finals, and that of course took place a couple of weeks ago in Taipei. So their first tournament of the year, up against the number 7 seeds from China. And they are also playing in their first tournament of the year, and as you can see, a relatively new partnership from their career win-loss record. 33 in the world, up 2 places from a week ago, but only 5 tournaments towards that world ranking. Optimum number of tournaments really to get a realistic world ranking, of course, is 10. So neither of these pairs have played their optimum number of tournaments. There's our court officials for this semi-final. Neutral officials, of course, for these semi-finals. Hence the nationalities of the court officials, Australia and Malaysia. Well, when you think that the last 2 tournaments that the Danish pair have played, the Hong Kong Super Series event, they won that. Also won an invitational event in Copenhagen, the Copenhagen Masters, trying to make it a hat-trick of wins, 3 in a row. Tall order, though, against the Chinese combination. There, the Danish coaches, Lars Ua on the left, with the white shirt. But as far as the Danes are concerned, the tall left-hander, the 32-year-old Joachim Fischer Nielsen, only had a knee operation 5 months ago. In fact, he was out of the international competition for just under 9 months. Made his comeback at the World Championships in Paris. So, getting back to his top form, we watched his quarterfinal yesterday when he and C.Pedersen put out the winners of the Super Series finals, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, the number 3 seeds, in 3 tough games. An hour and 9 minutes that one was. But I have to say that the Chinese pair themselves had a tough quarterfinal. They disposed of the number 2 seeds, Ko Sun-hyun and Ha Jung-eun from Korea, again in 3 games. So both of these pairs have had their problems on the way through to the semi-final. Hanbin turned 25 earlier this month. So Joachim Fischer quite clearly the oldest player on court.
Players ready.
This is the first meeting between these 2 pairs. Umpire David Turner waiting for the players to finish their preparations, their practice serves before the start of the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, we have been Majin, China. On my left, Joachim Fischer Nielsen, C.Pedersen, Denmark. Majin will serve to Joachim Fischer Nielsen. Love all. Play.
So the number 6 seeds from Denmark, Joachim Fischer Nielsen and C.Pedersen, up against the number 7 seeds, Hanbin and Ma Jin from China. Lovely return of serve from the tall Dane. Now, Ian, I was alluding to the fact that as far as the Chinese pair are concerned, you've got the World Championship gold and silver medalists playing together in the mixed doubles from the World Championships last year. So on paper, it should mean that they have all the potential to be the best in the world. But of the 6 tournaments they've played so far, only 5 towards the world ranking. They won the Vietnam Grand Prix event, but I don't think that they've really gelled together so far. Apart from that, they've had 3 semi-finals, the bronze medal at the Asian Games, the China Masters and the China Open. Do you concur with me, or do you think it's just needing a bit of time for them to develop into a world-class pair?
I think of the 5 events, the mixed is the most difficult tactically. There's more variety, you've got man and woman on court together, you've got a lot of different combinations. So traditionally it will take longer for the mixed pairs to gel than the level doubles events. But as you say, on paper it should be formidable, but they're playing against today probably the form pair in the world, I would say, at the moment. Pedersen and Fischer, they've come back from injury. Joachim's come back from serious injury and he looks full of beans. Really very, very motivated. Very much on his game yesterday, I felt, and playing with a lot of confidence at the moment.
Well, we were also talking yesterday about the Danes, in particular Christinna Pedersen, and how she's improved her defensive play considerably over the last 12 months or so. Oh, that's great reactions.
And I think there's a tactic emerging straight away here that Ma Jin is known to be lethal around the front court, and so far the Danes have gone away on return of serve. They're looking to find her Hanbin and keep Ma Jin out of the early stages of the rallies, and I think that's a good tactic for the Danish players.
5.
And I think that's going to be fairly typical of the rallies. Both girls looking to stay tight on the net and work to win the attack for their partners. And that time it was Margin coming out on top.
Yeah, she's quite formidable coming forward at the nets, Margin.
Yeah, and here we see Christinna just hanging a little bit too far off the net. That's causing the mistake. When Margin moves forward, I think Christinna's got to move into the net to try and compete for that area. Set up with the smash to the centre. Made some time for himself and then managing to get through Margin's defence.
Oh my goodness, she absolutely stepped into that. She's not the tallest of ladies, and when she crouches down low, she can take the shuttle shoulder height and drive it back just as quickly as it's coming at her. Loose low serve from her Hanbin. Of course, her Hanbin won his World Championships silver medal and Olympic bronze medal in the mixed doubles with Yu Yang. Yeah, it's clever play by the Chinese combination. Got the Danes out of position.
7.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the game for the Danes. I think they're going to want to push down the sides to her Hanbin and try and keep Margin out of the game. And I think that's the way for Joachim to play this tactically. We've already seen 2 or 3 examples of when Margin gets into the rallies early on. She really does dictate that front court area.
Fault receiver.
Fault receiver called on Margin for moving before the flick serve. Well, she obviously doesn't like the call.
Yeah, I can't quite see it from that angle.
She moves it back foot before the shot. 9-6. Play, please.
Zhang Jun, former Olympic champion in the mixed doubles, well, he doesn't look too pleased with that call either.
Service over. 7-9.
pressure's coming on her, Hanbin. They're trying to isolate Margin, not let her get in early on the net.
Low serve is short.
Service over. 8-10.
Yeah, good from Joachim again with the return, forcing Margin to just take it from a little bit behind herself, and that gave him the opportunity to get the mid-score interception.
So it's the Danish combination that have the advantage at the mid-game interval. 3-point advantage.
Jamen, når du laver de der stop til forbanen, så er det vigtigt, at du rykker helt ud på den. Det er sådan, at du har fri til at komme op.
Well, I think Lars Zuar there saying about stop the shot. So mix up the pace when C.Pedersen is in the front of the court. Just play little blocks in a downward direction or even tighter to the net.
Play.
Again, very good serve from Christinna there. Good short serve. Forcing the flat return, and Joachim able to put pace on down the centre of the court to win the point.
Service over. 9-12.
Good return there, clipping the top of the net and forcing the mistake from Christinna.
It was a good low serve.
10-12.
Three straight points for the Chinese pair. Unbelievable. Down the back line. Incredible defence in the early stages of that rally from Margin. Fastest one of the match so far. I was going to say it's a good return, but the line judge has called it out long of the back line. And I think the Danes are going to have a little word here. It was a good call by the line judge. It was long.
Yeah, I think Joachim just saying to the umpire that he doesn't want to see the Chinese players trying to influence the line judge, flinging their arms out, trying to influence the decision.
points now. Wow, this is a phenomenal run. My goodness.
15.
What's changed in?
Well, her Hanbin serving very well short, and that's allowing Margin to get into a very aggressive position. It's much easier for the girl standing in front of the man to be very dominant on the front court when the man's serving. She can be in a very, very aggressive position, ready to move forward, and she's dominating the front court at the moment. Yeah, better tactic from Joachim going past Margin there, going back to her Hanbin.
Service over. 13. 15.
Oh my goodness, the Danes needed that point. Bring the run of 7 straight points to an end. Oh, he snatched at that. And that's perhaps one of the occasions where he would have been advised to follow his coach's instruction, just play a little block at the net.
Yeah, it's just guilty of forcing the play a little bit there. It wasn't really on. Yeah, very simple play, but very effective from Margin. Good short serve, rack it up behind it, and then just blocking the shuttle off, forcing the Danes to lift. And once this Chinese pair have got the attack, it's very difficult to take it away from them.
Oh, that's gone way long, that back line.
Yeah, just an example, Joachim just getting a little bit frustrated. He is playing from the faster end, and so far this week he's played the two ends very well. But at that time, just forgetting where he was and using the drive and just getting caught on a current of air and going probably a metre out of the back of the court.
Yeah, well, since the Chinese pair were 8-12 down, they've now gone on 110 of the next 11 points. And just 2 points away from this opening game now.
Yeah, so Margin, the flick serve, very effective there because she's served so well short. Christinna worrying about her return off the short service and just getting caught with the flick service.
260, my goodness. 162 miles an hour.
Service over. 14. 19.
Again, the push-pass Margin is more effective for the Danes here. Her Hanbin is prone to mistakes on the mid-court, and that's another example there.
19.
Just pushing past Margin, and the mistake comes from her Hanbin.
Oh, dear. not what the Danes needed. Error on serve gifts 5 game points to the Chinese combination. That's well saved.
Service over, 16-20.
Great defence from Joachim, 2 times the straight high defence, drawing the 2 Chinese players over to the straight side of the court and then using the cross block to good effect.
Hey.
Two game points saved.
17-20.
Point set up by Christinna, being a little bit more positive on third shot and hunting the shuttle and getting the block in early, winning the attack for a partner.
So the opening
First
game.
game won by Hanbin, margin 21-7. Ma, will you serve? Ma?
Yeah, on the line.
You serve? Ma serve.
Slight hesitation by the line judge, but it was on the line. Opening game to the Chinese pair, the number 7 seeds, Hanbin and Ma Jin. 21-17 in 19 minutes of play. Yeah, and it really was that spell from 8-12 down, where the Chinese combination then promptly won 11 out of 12 points, taking them to 19-13 up. It was an incredible passage of play.
Yes, Hanbin had a very good run of service during that phase of the game, and as I say, when the man serves well in mixed, because the girl's on a very advanced position in the court, she can be very aggressive on the forecourt. And Ma Jin was really able to dominate the net position, hence the Chinese got the first opportunities on attack in the majority of those points.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Okay.
So the Chinese pair already back on court. And that's always a sign to me of how eager a pair are to get on with the match, how confident they are. And having taken that opening game 21-17, they have a reason to be confident.
Second game.
And Ian, what do you think that Lars Uar has been saying to his players in that interval?
I think he'll have been talking a lot about service and return options. And I think we'll see a little bit of flick serve in the second game because they're playing from the easier end, they're playing from the slower end. And I also think we'll see Joachim use the back corners a little bit more just to mix the game up and take Hanbin off that mid-court position, try and get create some space between the 2 Chinese players and use the mid-court.
1-0.
Of course, the Danish combination yesterday in their quarter-final against another Chinese pair, Jiang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, they dropped the opening game and came back to win it.
Christinna needs to be getting that return below net height. She's just pushing up there, and Hanbin able to take it from above net height, and he's very comfortable there.
Yeah, she stood her ground more there, Pedersen.
Yeah, and there they're forcing her Hanbin to take the shuttle from below net height, and from there he's got a lot less variety, and he's lacks a little bit of confidence from below net height, I have to say, particularly on that mid-court position.
That's a well-worked rally by the Chinese pair. It's interesting news saying that her Hanbin doesn't have that variety from below net height. I have to say, I don't think he's naturally as talented, as gifted a player as Zheng Bo, who of course won the gold medal at last year's World Championships mixed doubles with Ma Jin, but he's since left the national training squads, and the reason that happened, we're told, is because of bad attitude. But I think he was probably a better player. Is that fair comment than her Hanbin, or just different qualities about them?
Yeah, Zheng Bo was obviously a very, very strong player, but he did create some difficult angles. He had some strange angles in defence. He was able to hit fast cross defence, which tended to take the opposing female player out of the game, and he posed a lot of different problems. Her Hanbin is a more steady type of player. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but then again, if he gets behind, he hasn't got that variety to change the game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you totally, and that's why I feel it's a shame that the current world champion, who has more variety, has had better results overall, is no longer playing within the national team, because I think that he and Ma Jin were, well, they are world champions. They were real medal threats for London 2012. There's a little hand signal, just letting her partner know where she's going to place the serve.
Yeah, again, it's interesting when Ma Jin is taking the shuttle. She's not playing through to Joachim Fischer at all. She's taking Christinna Pedersen on at every opportunity, and at the moment she is winning that battle.
Oh my goodness. 6-2. Well, he's just proving a point to me, I think, there. Just showing that he is a fabulously quick player.
His strengths are the physicality he brings to the game. He's very agile. He's got very, very good movement around the court. And from above net height, he's very, very strong player. But as I say, when you can control the returns of serve against him and get the pace off in the mid-court against him, he does struggle a little bit from below net height.
Exposing the weakness in the defensive play of Christinna Pedersen. I think she's improved her defence considerably. It is still a weakness that can be broken down.
And again, the Danes haven't got any answers to Ma Jin on the front court at the moment. Christinna trying to play a block return, but Ma Jin blocking straight back, and Joachim forced into the mistake. You see there, she's so close to the net. Rack it up.
From the left-hander.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Joachim. Good flair, good vision, but I'm afraid they're not going to win the match from defence. They've really got to find ways to try and take the attack and try to control this game by hitting the shuttle down. better serve from Christinna, forcing her Hanbin to hit the shuttle up on return and then in control of the net position. Better play, better service.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Her Hanbin taking the shuttle above shoulder height and therefore able to do something with it, steering it across court and getting his opponents into trouble.
Service over.
One thing with this Chinese combination, Jill, that's quite interesting. Normally you'd expect the man to be the more aggressive receiver and more difficult to serve to. I actually think Ma Jin's more difficult to serve to than her Hanbin. She really receives serve very, very well.
Oh, she wasn't fooled by that at all. Ma Jin reading the drive across court. Rack it up, ready. And lets that one drop long.
Play, please. Play, please. Good.
Well, they need to start closing this gap before the mid-game interval. The Danish combination, psychologically, I think they need to.
10.
Yeah, interesting. We said at the break we thought they might try and use the flick against Ma Jin a little bit, and it was quite effective there, taking her away from that net position.
Thank you. Thank you. Play.
Last few rallies absolutely emphasising your point about the control at the net and getting the attacking play.
7, 10. Good.
Yeah, Joachim showing there that when they can get the attack, he's got the weapons to finish the points. And it's been a nice change of tactic, using a couple of flick serves just to take the Chinese away from the front court. Let's see what he does this time.
The back line, which means that the Chinese pair of Her Hanbin and Ma Jin go to the mid-game interval with a 4-point advantage. And interestingly, Ian, first gesture from Chang Jun was move forward, get your bases further forward, pounce on the half-court area.
Yes, he was clearly saying that he wants Her Hanbin higher up the court. Not to just stand and wait for the shuttle to come to him, but move on to the shuttle at every opportunity. Try and close those mid-court spaces down.
Play.
11-7.
Much better return. Getting the shuttle going down, finding that mid-court space.
11.
Good leg drive there from Joachim, pushing forward very quickly with the legs.
That was clever. Saw the gap across court, deep.
13-8.
Yeah, and Zhang Jun indicating to his player that's what he wanted. He wants him to step up on the mid-court and not leave any space there and there. He took the shuttle very early. Joachim's come out for the second half of this game, deciding he's going to be more aggressive on return of serve, and I think that's the right plan, really. And break the rhythm up a little bit.
So short of the mark.
14-9.
That could prove costly.
Play from Joachim, getting the shuttle below the net height, forcing the Chinese to hit up and making the mistake.
Good defence again. A few rallies ago he played a defensive shot, guided it across court.
11,
that time
14.
driving it flat over the net. But as you're saying, I'm not convinced by the tactics of defending. Yes, when they are forced to defend, be positive with the defence, but there is too much defensive play from the Danes. From all four players.
Service over. Thank you. 15-11.
264. Fastest smash of the match so far.
Thank you.
And it's just under 165 miles per hour. Goodness me. It's when it's below net height and no pace on it that her Hanbin struggles.
Service over. 12.
Yes, he's not got great touch. He's got great power from overhead, and drive game's okay, but below the net when there's less pace on it, his touch is not very good and his precision's not great. That's really good from Pedersen there. She sees Margin moving up the court, fixes her in the mid-court, sees her coming forward. That's great play, good vision.
And the Danes have closed the gap to just 2 points. A big point.
I always feel with her Hanbin when it's a big point, if he's going to smash, 99 times out of 100 it's down the middle of the court. Percentage play. Danes really need to defend the centre of the court there. Push from Joachim there, just too firm, allowing her Hanbin to take it above the net, and that means Christinna's got to retreat from the net, and she was caught moving backwards there.
5 points. 5 points. 5 points. 5 points.
Yeah, that's good. Good aggressive return of serve again. Pushing firm to the rear court. We see her Hanbin completely off balance there. Chance coming up.
Christinna.
Yeah, it's not just power on the left-hander's smash, it's good angle as well. Well, it's his fastest one of the match for Joachim Fischer.
He is not able to play. He is not able to play. He has to forfeit. Finish the game.
Well, Joachim Fischer, I think, has hurt his knee, and that is very sad news for the Danes. Forced to quit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
Joachim Fischer Nielsen has
let's
retired.
have a look at that. When did that happen? Was it when he had his dive? He was obviously not moving terribly well there. Oh, and that would be big disappointment for him. I was talking to him yesterday and he was telling me just how delighted he was to be back. Almost, he said, at full fitness. He was able to train every day. There you can see the bandaged knee. He's already had an operation on that 5 months ago. And that very, very sad news for Joachim Fischer and all Danish fans and all us badminton fans around the world, because he's always such an exciting player to watch, but forced to retire from this semi-final. And therefore, victory to the number 7 seeds, her Hanbin and Margin. 21-17, 17-14. And the retirement of Fischer Nielsen. Looked okay in these earlier stages. I didn't see the precise moment when he obviously twisted his knee. Oh, I know from personal experience, sometimes it happens literally when you're just very slight, awkward movements. Not always a spectacular fall or loss of footing. Yeah, because he's certainly moving okay at this stage. This was at 11-14 in the second game. Oh, there's the dive. I wonder if that was the start of it. Start of the problems. Looked okay for the rest of the rally, though.
Bad luck.
But the retirement of Joachim Fischer. So, as I say, let's just reiterate her Hanbin and margin through to the final with that victory